This here's the Motorola Signature, and I'm covering steps on how to install tempered screen protectors on this type of a phone. This video is the longer version, so if this isn't your style, I have created a short version where you see what the phone looks like from beginning and then towards the end result after installation. However, this long version has some details that you may want to know or not, but you're losing that in the short version. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the installation. And so looking at the phone, one thing to note is this phone is curved screen. It's kind of has those micro curves similar to like the OnePlus 12, OnePlus 13. It's somewhere in between there. It's not as curved as other old phones like way back Samsung phones, S7 Edge, Note 8. Those phones had some extreme curve going on and you either hated it or loved it. And those brought about problems because the screen protectors you install don't really stick on the phone. Well, fast forward, now we have these manufacturers that are making slight iterations to the curves. Again, micro curves, not a full curve all the way down the line, but still curved towards the end. But still, this is going to give us some issues when we install protectors because they just don't stick on the phone. So we have to do UV light to make sure that they stick. But I will be calling out some of those things you want to consider when you install UV light screen protectors. Let's do this. Put the phone to the side. I'm going to bring over the options. You can get these both on Amazon. One is privacy here and the other one's clear. Now, some things to note. The privacy one actually has this hole cutout, which I kind of like, and the clear one does not. The reason why I like the cutout is because when you have a full screen protector that covers that, from experiences, that may impair your camera, giving you a little bit of glare. So there's that if you go with this one. And then again, if dust gets under there, water gets under there, you're not going to be able to clean that. So that's kind of an issue with some of these options that you have. Now the other con though, with getting this one installed, the privacy over the clear, you may not like the privacy because it darkens your photos or your whole screen all the time, right? And so that's going to make your phone, you know, the vibrancy of the phone, the colors, it may look a little off, and so you may lose some of those true colors that the phone is normally going to give you. So now that that's cleared, I'm still going to go with the clear one because I want to keep the color looking pretty like as it is, but I am aware of what I may lose if I go with this option. And now let's bring over this over here that I want to show. This is a note included in the packaging for the Motorola phone. Surprisingly, this, I've not seen it in other like Chinese brands like Vivo or Oppo, and they also still have curved screen phones. But Motorola here has a note, and I'll pause there so you can read it. But in summary, this is pretty much just giving you a disclaimer like, hey, before you install, just make sure you're doing all these things because we are not trying to say that anything that you do is under warranty. So do it at your own risk, so make sure you know what you're doing, pretty much. So now that we know what we're doing, let's go ahead and bring something to cover the phone. And normally, I don't install curved screen protectors. I actually don't go for curved screen phones because I don't like that. But what we're doing here is we got some painter's tape. And so like the advisory said, we want to cover the ports just because we want to make sure that there's nothing getting into the buttons. And right off the bat, this is already kind of annoying, but I'm gonna do something like that to the best of my ability. Do something like that. Got the buttons, right? And I'm gonna try fast forwarding this part because it is already kind of a little difficult. So let's do that. Oy. Let's get the other side, the other button. All right, the other button. This is pretty annoying. So this is the proper, safest way that you'd want to install. Always making sure that you got your phone covered. And this tape sucks. Damn, this sucks. Okay. All right. Once you have the phone covered, again, painter's tape, we can go ahead and install the glass. Now, one thing to know about those options that I showed you earlier in the video is they actually don't include glue. So I'm actually going to be using glue from another brand. This is the Motorola brand, and it's actually from another phone. Now, glue is glue, so it's going to work. However, I do want to mention when it comes to screen protectors for curved screen phones, this brand and then this other brand called Smart Devils, you can get them both in AliExpress, tend to be the higher rated ones. They go around for like $20 here in North America, but Motorola still has not made those. So it's unfortunate because these ones are better. They actually have the cutout for the phone, but we got to work with what we got. So I'm now going to use the glue in the other brand. And so typically we want to install the glue in 3 areas: top, center, bottom. And I'm going to be using the UV here, included in the box. And again, we're using the UV because we want to make sure that it actually sticks onto the phone. Goodness, how are we doing this? Okay, it's right there on the bottom. So again, not a lot, just do one of these. One of those. Wiping down there. Another one of those. And I probably should have wiped before, but always wipe before so you don't get dust, but that's what we're doing. So we got, let's make a little bit more. We just want a little bit more. There we go. Get your bubbles about that size. That's as much as we need. Okay guys, now we're gonna get the screen protector. This one here. Take it off. And if we did this installation without the glue, then we're screwed because it would just come off and then it's not really sticking on the screen. So definitely want the glue. Go ahead and put that down, press just as it is. And then you'll see that glue disperse, just kind of go all over, press around a little bit on the screen. I got a little bit of glue. Let it do its thing. I'm also gonna get on the side over here with a credit card, or sometimes they just provide you one of these. So let's go ahead and do one of those. As we're doing this, we are pushing the glue, so just be careful because that glue is going off to the sides. We put the tape there because we don't want it going in the ports. So you see, just with that amount of glue, we have it. Okay. And it's not going to look perfect all at once. But that's where the whole UV treating look comes from. So let's go ahead, and that looks the best it's going to get. I have here a portable battery, and now I'm going to UV light this. You just want to go over it a couple times. So go over it a couple times. Now, and we're going to just fast forward. Okay, I'm done with the installation. They say about 2 minutes for the UV, and now that's also done. And here's the end result. So I guess based off this, you wouldn't want to be hiring me for installing these UV ones, but you know, you do what you can. The options that I gave you, it didn't really include a frame. One of them said it did, but it did not. So that's why you saw me just working with my hands. It may be a little difficult, but I have other ones. And yeah, so when you power it on mine, you'll see that I can still kind of see those, you know, air bubbles there. Honestly, looks disgusting, but I'm gonna rock it because I want to protect my phone. And I can go ahead and feel the sides here, removing that glue. The tape, I feel that there was nothing that got on the ports. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Hopefully Motorola does partner with the more popular brands like the Moto or the Smart Devils, because honestly installing it like this was difficult. But I got some more glasses, some more screen protectors that I could try later in the future. But this just kind of an idea of what to expect. So enjoy.